Hi, welcome. This is the Policy Committee meeting. It is March 10th, 2026, and I'm calling the meeting to order at 6:03 p.m. And this is for the Groton Board of Education. Committee members in attendance are myself, Andrea Ackerman. Sean Corcoran is not in attendance currently. Beth Washington, our chair of the Board of Education, is here in ex officio committee member capacity. And then, of course, we also have representatives from the administration, including Susan, Rita, and Lauren's here too. And Kate's running the show. Thank you very much for doing that, by the way.
Hey,
Um,
Mike, Sean says
yeah.
he's going to jump on in a few minutes. He's just
Okay.
coming out of a meeting.
Okay, good.
Okay.
From one meeting to the next. So he'll be ready. Uh, so the call to order was the first item on the agenda. The second one is the review of the minutes from our February 10th, 2026 meeting. I took a look at the minutes. I thought they were very descriptive and didn't see anything I would have changed. Andrea, I was wondering if you had any. Um,
No, looks good.
okay, good. And so I'd say at this point we can just I'll accept the minutes without revision. Our next item is the first policy one. But before that, I do want to say that at the last regular Board of Education meeting, there was a first reading of two different policies, and both of those there weren't any comments. They were approved unanimously to like as a first reading, and there were no comments from the full board. So that's why they're not showing up here on our policy committee agenda because there's nothing for us to do. So that the next Board of Ed meeting, they'll have their second reading. And I expect that'll probably go pretty quickly since the
Yeah.
first reading went that way. So great credit to everyone involved for shepherding that through. So third item on our agenda is discussion of P5118 non-residence attendance. And this is an existing policy that's has at least one change. I think that's a reflection of updated either state or federal regulations. So I was wondering who wanted to. Susan, did you want to take the lead on that one or?
I believe this has to do with what we call the Military Child Compact, which they didn't have when you
Yeah.
and I were military children. But it really does safeguard. It's something that all 50 states have signed off on. And I believe this one is related to that, Lauren. Is that right?
Yes, it is. So there were some updates made to the compact, the interstate compact, and this policy needed to just be tweaked to reflect that change. So the original policy states that children affected by military transfers from January of their 11th grade year could remain in the district tuition free through their graduation, 12th grade. However, the compact has changed its language to now include any child that is impacted by a military transfer may be allowed to stay in the district for the remainder of the year, and any 11th grade or 12th grade student may complete graduation with the district. So it eliminates that January timeline for grade 11. And it also includes any grade level to at least remain for the duration of the year, provided that it's on military orders, the transfer.
So can we talk about that just a split second, Lauren? I know we had some military families that actually retired and bought houses outside the district. So that wouldn't be included as part of this.
No, that would not.
So it's only for those who've received orders and decide to stay.
Yes. They have to they have to be actively enlisted in the military.
Okay.
And I think Kate, if you scroll down on this, it's just yeah. So the change is in green here,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
and this is the wording that's discussed.
Yes.
I know the fewer transitions any of our kids, military and otherwise, can make is really a goal. But we've certainly had to tighten up a little bit. We've been really very generous with our timetable, with families that are moving in and out. But this one definitely reflects the interstate compact.
Do you have any questions or feedback about the change in language?
Uh, I do, and that is that I have not been able to, I was able to read all of this, but I was not able to get any, like, just mechanical errors back to Erica in time for this meeting. But there are just, things like comma errors and like if you look in number one where it says children affected, and if the student is enrolled in grade 11, then the student, really, it should say if students are enrolled in grade 11, then they may continue. So I'm going to make changes like that and send it, well, suggestions for changes like that and send them to Erica. Nothing substantial, just things like that.
Perfect. Thank
Is that
you.
all right with everybody?
It is, and
Yes.
if and it would be fine with me if those grammatical changes are there before it goes to the first reading, or if there's not time for that, like between the first and the second reading. Either way is fine, just as your timeline permits, I think, for that.
Thank
Um,
you. I think I'll be able to do it by the end of this week.
okay, that's great.
And you
Um,
have Erica's direct number, Dr. Ackerman, or she's got yours?
I have it, but can you give it to me again?
Yeah, I
I
can't do
know
it
it's
right
five
here,
seven.
but I'll try to we'll try to
I
get
just
it to you
need
tomorrow. Yeah.
I just need the last two numbers. So I
Seven
know it's
five, 7-5.
thank you, one. Thank you, Bev.
You're welcome.
So, for me, I don't have any issues with the change, and I think it's actually, um, it does provide a lot of options for military families. I think that's the important thing, right? To have the options on the table. So I think it's important that we get this through. The sentence right above, so non-resident students may be allowed with the superintendent's approval to attend district schools without tuition under one of the following circumstances. I'm absolutely fine with that sentence. Um, I'm just, should we write into the policy, uh, like somewhere in here where it says, okay, how the student's going to be notified of the decision? Like it could almost, um, you know, be a I don't know, maybe it comes after that. It's just like it'd be a notification, I think, from the superintendent or designee. The reason I ask that is because there's another section that talks about, notice. It's very legalistic and appeals. I don't think we have to be at that level for this, but it probably is kind of worth paralleling a little bit of that and um at least like saying something about like with the superintendent's approval to attend district schools somewhere just say and notify the parents, and if they disagree with the decision they can um you know um
Yeah.
arrange a meeting with the superintendent or something like that.
I could
um
certainly add that. Yes.
yeah, and that can go kind of where appropriate because the next section has a lot of that um
Mhm.
for good reasons, that because it's talking about not letting like denying people it, right? But something short there. And then uh, the only other thing I think I had is on this number 6 on the bottom. This might be actually just a kind of a wording choice to make it parallel, because these 1 through 6 things here are a family moves, a family residing, 12th grade students, children residing, and then number 6 is the Groton Board of Education may seek reimbursement for children living in temporary shelters. I think that could just be reworded. Um, basically children living in temporary shelters within the town of Groton, that's one qualification. Then you can have that second sentence about um, seeking the reimbursement, because it sort of it puts that way that you've got the children first and then the other part second, and that it just wasn't parallel with the others.
I saw that too. I didn't mark it, but I saw it too, and it bothered me. So I'm
Oh,
glad you
good.
said that. Yeah.
And then on page 2, I caught one that I think Andrew will like. It's right above the non-resident student from district school, so it's a little farther down. Keep on going. Oh, let's see. I think it's 2. Evidence of yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So it's an evidence of residency. It's the I guess it's the 5th line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the capital word district, and I think there's an extra space. But maybe not. Maybe that's. Oh no, it's under district. There's an extra space between that a student's residence
I see
exists.
that, Mike. Thank you.
Yeah, just while we're doing it. Um, and
Oh,
then
Andrea, you have some good company amongst you.
We
yeah,
do indeed.
yeah.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, I see that now.
Mhm.
And then I'm not sure if Andrew would like this, but I'd prefer it or rewording. So removal of non-resident student from district schools. There's a second line there, but the sentence is after a careful review of affidavits and other available evidence, the superintendent of schools or his or her designee.
Yeah, I
Um,
saw
we
that.
could, we could change it to there, or we could change it to a. Either way is
No,
fine.
we said we were, I took that out as a matter of fact. Um, we just said or designee. We didn't say
Yeah,
is, yeah, and it shouldn't be there. It should be just or designee.
Right. That's how it
great,
typically is.
Yeah,
great. And then good.
So you
And
take it
then
back to his or her mic?
yeah,
yeah,
we're
yeah, it's
taking
just
that out.
gone. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It was is extra anyway.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and then the um, let me see where it is. Oh yeah. So I'll read the sentence, but it's the third to last line. It starts at the fourth to last line. It says, "And the superintendent or designee," there's a good example, right? "Shall notify the board where the child should attend school if known." Great. Um, but it's probably should be shall notify the board of the decision and where the child should attend school if known. Because I think that would happen if you're if you're saying the they're going to be attend somewhere else, then you're kind of saying what the decision is anyway. So I'd probably just put that in.
Like, what are you saying about that? Because that I pondered over that. I labored over that if known thing. First of all, it's in parentheses.
Yeah.
Secondly, I, I too think that it's awkward. So do you want that just revised?
I would guess, yeah. So somehow there's something about it, and I thought, well,
Mhm.
at least we should say notify the board of the decision and where the child should attend school.
Yeah.
Um, uh, and if known, parentheses could be weird, and available information about, like I don't know, but there's something about that sentence. There,
I'm with you. Let's just take it out and just say and where the child should attend school.
yeah.
We don't need to know to say if it's known.
Well, and
It's
I
because you
worry
might.
about FERPA violations too, Lauren. This is really what they are stating here, or was that part of the CABE document?
I believe that was part of the CAPE document. I can look back at it,
Okay.
just to make sure the language is the same. I wonder,
Because
is
I
it
just want to make sure we're not in violation of FERPA.
right?
Yeah, that'd be
Right.
really good.
I
Yeah.
don't know
I
what that
wonder if we
means.
just remove the
It means that
where
giving out personal information about a student
right.
is,
Mhm.
you know, you can't, you have to be really careful about
Oh,
students naming them and to anyone.
So this has been in the policy, but I'll go back and check with Cabe, about that language.
Okay.
And, I do wonder, is it enough to just simply say that shall notify the board of the decision, right? Because that would kind of encompass.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Instead of
yeah.
the details or the name, it would just be about the decision.
Yeah, that would be really good because you could say, and two students or something. And
Mm-hmm.
because we wouldn't need to know the specifics at all, and the rest of it is all
Right.
about if you want to appeal the decision, um, it is all there. And so
Right.
that's when it would come to the board. So
Right.
that's all
Right.
covered if
Right.
it needs to happen, but it probably would rarely go that way. So yeah, so that's actually an easy one, and notify the board uh of the decision.
Right.
Yeah,
Period.
great. So
I like the addition of number one under the non-resident because it's hard for students to transfer to a different school, especially in their almost their third year of high school. They got to make new friends. You're starting all over. So that's a great paragraph. That's a great addition to the policy.
yeah,
And
yeah, for
Beverly.
sure.
Where are you,
And
Beverly?
I'm
the
back to the
change,
green.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Because now it's because I get a chance to speak now, so I went back to the green.
I see.
Yeah, I like that addition because, like I said, it's hard for students to make new friends. You know, kids are kind of cliquey too. So,
yeah, for sure. So
We'll make all those corrections to the document. We'll get that out to you.
That would be
yeah, and I
great. Erica can help you with that, Lauren. We can bring it back, and I've got some notes too. And between the two of us, and because this is videotaped, it's really a nice thing because both Joyce and Erica are able to go back and listen carefully if we
yeah,
miss anything.
yeah, and if you need input again, I can go through it too. But what I'm hearing is we're not making substantive changing.
Yeah.
It's more like clarifying and wording changes, which definitely can happen between us. I voting on recommending it perhaps
Mhm.
to go to the board first reading and that first reading.
Right.
I'm fine with that for sure.
And just know too, Mike, that Erica's very good about having the chair review it, and also Dr. Ackerman, because she's always been so good about helping
Yeah,
us through any grammatical or. I've gotten used to her commas though, so I'm used
yeah.
to doing the commas. She's taught me well.
All I know is whenever I'm revising something, I tell the person, hey, if I revise it back to the way you had it the first time, you better call me on that, and then
Yeah,
I can't do any more revisions. So
that's right.
that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Any other thoughts or comments on that?
No, I think it's done nicely.
Okay, I'll move to a vote once I remember. I got to get back to the agenda. Okay, I'm here. Um, So I move that we recommend that policy 5118, non-resident attendance, go to the full board for its first reading.
Sean's
Oh,
on
and I
now,
see,
Mike. Sean's
yeah,
on.
I see Sean's here. Sean, did you just get here? I didn't.
No, I got on at well, I'm in Texas, so it's a different time zone, but I got on at 5:07.
All right. So you were here before it started. That's good. And
You were
I
just
bet it,
starting when I got on.
I,
Sean, you missed
that's
out.
great.
Connecticut's probably warmer than Texas today.
I
Yeah.
know it's I'm in Austin and it is dreary here.
Oh,
So
So do I have a second for that motion?
I'll
Second.
second the motion.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think Andrea got that.
Andrea got me by a second.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe without the Texas time delay. Um, so, Sean, you haven't had gotten a chance to have input. But we can have discussion because I just moved it now. Do you have any thoughts on it that you'd like to share, or if not, we can go to the vote.
I'm good. You guys have covered
Yeah.
my concerns, so we're good.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? None. And no one abstaining. So that recommendation for first reading passes unanimously.
Great. Thank
All
you so
right.
much.
Thank you. You're welcome to stay, but you don't have to. That's to
Thank you,
Lauren.
Lauren.
Have a good night.
Good night. Thanks. All right. Our next one is discussion on P3160 line item transfers. And I believe Rita will be leading the way on this one.
Yep.
And we've seen this before. It's just like last time when it came up, it wasn't the up-to-date version. Now, and so we had some discussion on it. This is the up-to-date and probably subsequently modified version that we have now.
Yeah, so this is, part of the requests or recommendations from the ops review as well, is to follow the statute, which is by transferring line items by I call them major objects, but in here, they're called categories. And we listed the categories and we mirrored our current budget book. So that's what it's totally replacing the old policy that was transfer of funds between budget functions. So this is probably going to increase the amount of transfers, I believe. But it's the law, so that's what we have to do. If you guys have any questions, I mean, it's pretty short and straightforward, I feel. And it also talks about, I believe it talks about submitting our monthly budgets to the town. I mean, our monthly expenditure reports, I'm sorry. I think that's on the second page, maybe.
I think it's still the first
No, it's still the
one.
first page.
It says be prepared September through June. Is that the one you're talking about?
And then submitted quarterly, yeah. That's what I said.
Oh, yeah. I don't see if the quarterly, I don't know where that one is. Is that? But that's something we're required to do by law as well. And right. And that can come off form of just like, I think in the past, recent past, they've been posted online.
And I believe we almost do that monthly, right? With your finance report, would that count?
Yeah, sometimes in the summer, it's hard to do like July and August. That's why
Right.
we want to
Do
commit
quarterly.
to monthly, but
Yeah.
yeah, I do try to do a monthly anyway. But yeah, it's those times of the year that it's tough because we're closing the old year, opening the new year.
Yep.
Right. So I've just got like, does the itemized estimate does that speak to you like from like it's kind of weird. I would just call it budget. I'm okay with calling it itemized estimate, but is that like a term that you're used to using, or is it
I
just
think
like
it's just from the shipment and Goodwin model policy.
yeah,
It's just the wording from that, but it is, like you said, it's our budget.
yeah.
It
Should
is
we say
itemized, but
budget equals
Itemized.
itemized estimate
Yeah.
somehow? Like just to refer to it at the beginning so that it's understood?
so you think we should change that, Mike, to the budget or?
I don't know. I mean, I do like getting in because it's a point that you've made before and others have too, right? Like,
Mhm.
it is an estimate at that point,
It is.
right? Like,
It totally-
we don't know like how much health benefits are actually going to be, for instance. So kind of, like maybe I have found myself thinking maybe it's better to call this an itemized estimate than a budget in the first place, although we're always going to call it the budget, just like Thrive
Yeah.
55 Senior Center. It's like there's some terms that are naturally will stick.
I mean, I do
Uh,
like itemized estimate. But
You could put
I
in
get what you're saying.
parentheses the budget or budget, like in parentheses, so we know that it's one and the same.
You know,
just
I
to
like
refer.
itemized estimate too, because remember, Susan, when we talked to Mitch and he said he went to the CABE, new board members orientation, and he
Yeah,
said that the budget is only an estimate.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I like the itemized estimate because it's really, that's what it is.
That's exactly what it is. 18 months
Because
before
it
we
says
have to spend it.
itemized estimate of its budget.
Yeah.
And okay, so let's see if it goes through. It probably need that. Like I've seen it a few times now, right? So
Yeah,
so
Mhm.
I'm warming to it. But when it goes to the board,
right.
that part will be like talked about, I'd say. And then right below, I like all the numbering, the 100 through 900, and right below that says fiscal authority. I think that's maybe the only place that remains. I was wondering if we could just say the town because we
Well,
have the town above. I don't know.
I was concerned because I was gonna leave the town, but it goes to the town council and the RTM, so I didn't know if we could just say town. So that's why we
Yeah.
chose fiscal
Yeah.
authority, but we could change it back to town.
Yeah, it's I'm not getting hung up on that, but
Yeah,
I
um
yeah.
like
I
town.
think
I like town. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
like town.
will that confuse people if we say town? Will they automatically think it's a town council?
I
Or so if you say town, should you be more specific and say town council and RTM?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, that would be good.
Or
Don't you think, Mike?
just leave it to fiscal authority because they're both the fiscal authority.
that's why we
yeah,
left it at fiscal, but we could change it if you guys think we should.
What if
and then
you just
the town it says both, like, but the town to me also, I think of the town manager, of course, as well, right? Who's but
what if you just added town fiscal authorities?
pluralize it, yeah.
Yeah, town
That
fiscal
really
authorities.
does go to two boards, right? So that's why we struggled with that, to say just town or,
Yeah.
Hmm.
So if you want fiscal authority, then put fiscal authorities, town fiscal
That's a good
authorities.
suggestion.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, whatever goes forward, I'm pointing that one out. Um, so because like the model policies, by the way, like we're really, like finance board and stuff like that,
right,
and then it
right.
went to this, and so our town government is has a few layers to it. We'll just say it that way. So
Makes things interesting, doesn't it?
yeah,
But
yeah.
I think
Say
everybody
to the
knows
town
that.
government, we could
But
say
if
instead.
you just say to the town, we all live here. We all know what the town means, the town council and the
It did
town.
originally say town.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Ah,
yeah,
We're like that.
to the town.
ah.
Yeah,
Wanted to change it back to the town. I think that's what it
yeah,
originally said.
yeah. We
See
know that
that?
that's the both of them, the town council and the RTM.
And anybody who doesn't know that already, Andrea will learn it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you live here, you're gonna find out.
Yeah.
All right. Any comments on the part that's showing here?
There's only I don't know what's. I think I have, but I think it's on page 3. This is not page 3, right?
No, it's still number one. I've got a suggestion on the bottom of this page.
So
Is it okay if I'll remember that you have the page 3 one, Andrea. Is it okay to just kind of sequentially go through it?
yeah, I'm wondering if my page 3 is different from yours because Erica did it in huge type so I could see it.
Oh,
So
nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
Definitely
because
yeah,
we
page
only
2
have
then.
page 1 and page 2
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
for
that's
this
probably.
policy.
Okay, so you're a page 2er and towards the end of it, I'd say. I got
Um,
you.
Yeah.
I think that I don't know whether I'm missing a page, but I'm at a spot that ends in the middle of a sentence.
Oh, just go
And
for it then. We'll come back to mine. We'll find
okay,
that.
okay, and it says it's the one that starts the board shall not expend more than the amount of appropriation.
Okay, yeah, that's the last green paragraph, the start of it.
Okay. And then mine ends, I think I may be just missing a page. No additional funds yeah, no, shall be made in excess of. So, and what's not here is authorized. So that, I'm just missing a word. That's, mine doesn't have the word authorized, and then the red stuff is after that, so,
Okay. Oh, so you've got it. It's good.
yeah, yeah, thank you.
Right, right above there is fiscal authority, by the way. So there's another one.
Oh,
There you
There's another
go.
one there.
Once again, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how it goes. Yeah. Um, yeah, let's see. Okay, yeah. So is it okay to go to scroll back that bottom of the page one? So that last paragraph, I think, is one sentence. And I felt like
Those should
it
be combined.
oh yeah, you could definitely do that. But then that last that's a long sentence. And I was wondering if it's doing too much. And I thought we could just kind of um
Oh wow, that's one sentence. Yeah, we could rewrite that. Sorry,
yeah,
I'm on the
I mean,
meeting. There's times I have to be off camera. If you
no,
don't.
that's fine. I just I don't know, maybe it's just long, but it's kind of like it has two ideas in here, like recommendations to the board, and then the board approves it. Actually, this wording is a lot similar, very similar to what was in the current version of the document too. I'm just pointing out, like, so it says budget transfers for approval, like the board will approve it. So that's in there from the broad categories. I don't know, just bring it up as a long sentence containing like probably almost like two parts of the process, the recommendation of the transfers and then the approvals. That could be split up to make that a little easier to read, but there's
what's the
also
first sentence? Mike, what's the first sentence in that?
it's
Is it-
based it's the only sentence actually. It's funny. It's based on expenditures and budget projections.
No,
Um,
what I mean, what are the first couple of words? Because I don't think I'm looking at the same one you are.
yeah, so it's based on expenditures and budget projections with such budget reports.
The final
Um,
paragraph there, Andrea.
yeah. But you're not, it's probably on your page two, I would
Yeah.
think. And just look for two pretty short paragraphs, one with for you a few lines and the other one just a couple more.
Oh, and the first couple of words are,
Yeah,
Based on
based on
expenditures.
expenditures.
Yeah.
I don't see that here.
Is it on your second page, Andrea?
Yeah, I think it'd be second page for you.
Oh, I don't know. My second page is, I don't think I have it. The superintendent starts with the superintendent. And my second page
Oh, is that
is,
superintendent or designee?
yeah,
Okay, you're
Then I
close. Two
follow that
paragraphs
down.
down.
Yeah.
oh, see, I don't have that based on
Right,
it's
right
not, oh,
after
see,
the,
I'm looking at, I have, I think what happened, um, I have hard copies in my hand that I received. But I think that page is missing.
Yeah, you probably only miss if I would guess if you've got the superintendent or designee, does that paragraph end in reasons for the difference?
Oh, here I see, based on that's the one you're talking about?
yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
based
Yeah,
on
I just saw,
expenditure.
okay,
Anyways, it's just a long
okay.
sentence. It contains two ideas, the presentation of transfers and the approval. It could be split, just pointing it out as a suggestion.
Let's see, this says a long sentence. Based on expenditures and budget projections with such budget reports,
I will call you in 2 minutes.
I think you could just take out with such budget reports. The superintendent shall recommend to the board, and I don't think you need to the board, shall recommend budget transfers for approval. I'll just cross those things out and then it'll shorten it. from one,
Yeah,
Actually, that's
yeah,
pretty nice.
Yeah.
That
we
flows
do
better.
need to so then we need just a short second sentence then that would say the board will vote to approve it, or upon board approval these transfers will be made, or something like that,
yeah,
we need the board approval part.
yeah.
It just doesn't need a very long sentence if it's going to be, if you chop
Why
that
don't we
middle
just
out.
say, why don't we just say we'll recommend budget transfers for board approval from one broad budgetary category
Oh yeah,
to,
yeah, that'll do it.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
All right. And then my next question is a substantive one. It's on the second page, and it's not about the wording. It's about this limit. So these are emergency transfers that are being discussed in the green here, and it says the transfer shall not exceed 5% of the annual budget, which that's a pretty big number. I was wondering, like, is that is there some reference to, like, is that arbitrary? Is
Yeah.
something people used to do?
I think
Um,
we, what I'm used to is a limit was set that the board was comfortable with, like 50,000, 100,000. And it does, I mean, because we have such a big budget, 5% is too high, but
yeah. One thing I thought maybe like you could use the 2% because that's kind of aligns with the non-lapsing fund. There's that percent in there for different reasons. I wouldn't want to put a dollar amount because then it would just, you know, inflationary give less like ability as the years go on. So I like the percentages, just something probably lower than, the several $1 million limit.
Where did you get
Because
the 5% from?
oh, it's
that's
on the
from the model
oh,
policy.
Excuse me?
It's from the model policy.
Uh,
It's just from the model, that we get from CABE and Shipman and Goodman.
I feel more comfortable with the 2% though. Rita, what do you think?
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, less than 5. I mean, I
I mean,
feel
it
like
wouldn't
I'd
come
have to
up.
come to the board if it was a major catastrophe anyway, that would take that big a number.
Yeah,
mm.
and that's true. And if it were, we could meet in a timely fashion.
We could.
Yeah,
We
So,
could get this authorized right away.
yeah, yeah. Because I don't think we're ever going to approach either of those limits, honestly.
Mm-mm.
Um, but that's that's good. Do you want to do 2%? Are people comfortable with that change to say 2%?
Yeah, I think that's good, Mike.
Yeah.
If Rita's happy with 2%, I'm happy with
yeah,
2%.
Yeah.
yeah,
Me too.
yeah, me
If it
too.
makes sense to Rita, it makes sense to me.
Yes.
Yeah. And remember, it is actually like when you do that, if you have to do that transfer in emergency, it's because it actually has to be spent for real. Like,
Right.
it's so that's going to be a rare occurrence. Hopefully, never
Yes,
at
knock
that
on wood,
magnitude.
Mike, please.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
had some unusual occurrences.
Let's see.
well, the budget transfers are actually done to encumber them.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay.
expense
Yeah.
actually is not done. You know what I'm
It's
saying? I
encumbered.
think it would get to the board before the expense is actually paid. So
Gotcha.
kind of,
Gotcha.
yeah, this is for encumbrances, that we try
Thank you.
to do the budget transfers before we approve a purchase order. So that we're not in the negative
We
any
have
longer.
money in the bank before we spend it.
Good.
Makes
And
sense.
then the last sentence in this one, or the last part of the sentence, um, I guess I didn't know what it was talking about. I'll read the phrase, shall not be counted in the limitation on the authority of the superintendent to make transfers. And really, yeah, I didn't really know what that meant. If it means something to you guys, I'm absolutely fine keeping it in. I just didn't really track what it was saying. So basically, it's a long sentence again, but it's saying shall provide the board with a written explanation of such a transfer. This is an emergency transfer. It shall be provided and subsequently ratify the board at any such meeting shall not be counted in the limitation on the authority of the superintendent to make transfers. I don't know. I didn't get that wording. Um, it's a long sentence too, but
And I'm not sure if it's trying to speak to the statute, like does the statute have something in it about the
oh yeah,
limitation? You know, that's the only thing I'm not sure of. So,
it
so
did sound a little legalese actually.
yeah, that's what
So,
I'm thinking because it's so legally
yeah.
written, right?
I guess that's like a 5-line sentence or a 4-line sentence compared to the one I had singled
That's
out.
even longer.
Well, Rita, if these come for Shipman and Goodwin, they're a law firm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So there
yeah.
you go with the legalese.
yeah. So I don't get what it means there, but I don't know.
Lawyers don't want you to get what they mean, Mike.
That's true.
That's
That's
how
true.
To me, it sounds just like a communication piece that a written explanation for the transfers shall be provided.
Yeah, I like all that. It's
I
just that
like
last
that.
part. It's that like I don't
I
get
think
how
it's
And that
anything
they
would
talking
need
count
to
about
be
the
against.
transfer.
ratified by the board.
I think the
Yeah,
ones that were ratified by the board previously don't count into the limitation of the 2%. I don't know. See, I think it has something
yeah,
to do with
maybe.
the
Yeah.
previous authorized transfers.
So
Like it's not cumulative. It's the only thing I
yeah.
can think of.
2%
So
for every emergency. I hope we
No,
never
like all
have
the
that.
transfers are not cumulative
Right,
in your authority. I don't know.
right.
so I'm just singling it out because I didn't understand it. I can't think of alternate wording because I don't
Yeah,
really know what that last part's talking about. But if that's something that needs to be changed, like before the first reading, like just clarified that
Yeah, just so we would
that's
be
fine.
prepared when the board asks questions,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. So um and then well, I've got other um I've got other questions that aren't related to what's written. So I've been taking airtime, so I'll sit back if Andrea and Sean have questions or
Yeah,
comments. Or Bev, of course.
I'm good with everything so far discussed.
All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Good changes.
So
We're here to support you, Rita.
all right.
I want to
Yeah.
get it so it's understandable, definitely. I don't want there to
What?
be any
Yeah. I think
question.
the policy overall is very understandable, actually.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it's a good policy.
Some
yeah.
of the wording is a little, yeah.
So my question is on the first part of what's crossed out, and I'll just ask it this way. This policy was revised relatively recently, I think less than a year ago. And part of the reason was to have wording in about non-lapsing funds. And I think the non-lapsing funds is stated somewhere else in a policy or needs to be. But we're losing that part, like the fact that we talk about non-lapsing funds, but this had in it the creation of non-lapsing funds and up to 2%, which is actually from the guiding
From the
law.
law, yeah.
Do do if we're striking that part out, um, does it need to appear somewhere else in our policy book, and does it already? I didn't go back and check that, but that was my one question there.
So I'm trying to find the paragraph or the sentence you're referring to that we're striking out is in the first paragraph of the old policy.
The red line
Yeah, it's like right in
below.
Yeah,
that
the red line.
red. It,
Yeah,
it
the first
basically,
paragraph,
Mhm.
yeah,
notwithstanding.
that was pretty new so that we could get the non-lapsing fund, but maybe it appears somewhere else and I can in the policies and another policy. I can check that. I just worry that we're like taking away the part that says we can do this, even though legally you can. Um,
Mike, do you have your policy book? Because I can go grab mine and check.
yeah, I'm searching it right
Okay.
now. Oh, it does.
Don't we have a,
Policy 3171.1. Non-lapsing reserve account for educational or capital expenditures. I think that's the one. Yeah, July 22nd, 2024. Yeah, we do. So there is a non-lapsing reserve account policy
Policy.
P3171.1.
I remember
as soon as we
tracking that.
got, yeah, because as soon as we were able to get non-lapsing funds, I think we made a policy.
Mhm.
Yeah, good. So I just didn't want to lose that part. So I'm
Yeah.
quite
Mhm.
strict.
Yep.
Yeah, good.
So
All
what,
right.
Sometimes we
just want me to
refer,
clarify this
I'm sorry.
paragraph and bring it back, or what's the,
N No, keep it out. I wasn't wanting to bring it back unless it took out the foundation for the non-lapsing funds in our overall
oh,
policy
okay.
book, which it
So
doesn't.
sometimes,
So
sometimes we'll refer to another policy that
yeah,
would coordinate with it. We've done that in the past.
yeah. I,
Or,
I think
you
we're
know,
good.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think if we already have a policy on non-lapsing funds, we don't need to add it to this policy.
Yeah, you're right.
yeah, I agree. Yep. Good.
So we'll just clean up the town's authorities, fiscal
Yeah.
authorities. Okay.
That does verge on what I was saying about if it changes back to the original, then I lose my right to ask for revisions. So that's in there. Um, okay. So I move that we recommend P3160 line item transfers for first reading in front of the Board of Education. Do you have a second for that?
I'll second.
All right.
I'm
Any
glad you
dis
seconded it because I wouldn't take this to the board unless these revisions are made because it's absolutely unclear and just words in there that don't need to be there. And I'll send those to Erica and then, provided those changes are made, and those are again mechanical and grammatical, not
I put them
anything
in my
substantive.
notes too, Andrea, so we'll have the same thing and I'll talk to Erica tomorrow.
Yeah, and Erica will bring it by me too when she makes those
Mhm.
changes.
I'll send it to you because there's a lot of grammatical stuff here. And I'm
Mhm.
gonna take it out and it's gonna say the same thing, only it's not gonna look like this,
Gonna make sense.
maybe.
actually it's an
Oh,
important
God,
step, right? Because it has it fit into the broader document, everything kind of reading
yeah.
the same, I think is quite good to have. Uh, all right, so I've got the second. That was a little more discussion. I feel like there's probably not any more. I'll call a vote. All in favor, say aye.
I,
Can I?
is Sean eyeing?
We'll wait. I'm an aye, and
Aye.
Sean. All right, that's three in favor, none opposed, and none abstaining. So that passes and will be go forward to the board. All right, our next one is discussion on P1312.4, receipt of anonymous complaints.
I'm
And I'll
gonna
say
sign
this.
off.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
All right.
you,
Yes,
Rita.
thank you.
Good night. I
Have a
gotta
good
go
night.
home.
Yeah,
Take care.
Bye,
take care.
Rita. Thanks, Rita.
So this is a relatively short policy, and it's one part of a referral that originated from Ian Thomas. So it's not gonna if treating this uh, puts us like has us do part of the work on one of the referrals we have. I had a chance to read this through, um, and I was wondering if anyone had comments on it, changes they'd like to see before um, I talk about it. I'm gonna call it up too.
You. Mike, did Ian have any suggestions, or what were his concerns?
So I actually reached out to him for this because for me, I felt like this is a great example of where if the policy committee doesn't see any need for changes, we can stamp this with a reviewed on and just put this reviewed by the policy committee on March 10th and move on from there. Um, and this was the smaller part of a referral about like kind of like notification of complaints or if it escalates into kind of the legal framework, board notification to the board of such things or updates. So this was one part of it, and I felt like that this was a part that didn't need to be changed. Um, but
I
I can
think
read
that
you.
you want
Yeah,
notification to be like within 30 days.
yeah, of like maybe legal action, things like that. And I've got an email, I think that he may have sent to, I don't know if he sent it to just me or or to the policy committee. I'll check because I just got it a little while ago. Um but he's got a new referral that's along these same lines, and so I'll just read what he says. Uh just a quick note to help inform the conversation about the referral on 1312 that I made. And this is 1312.4. So there's another part to this. This is just the anonymous part. But anyway, this way it says. Basically, I was looking to lock in some level of required reporting if complaints cannot be resolved on the immediate ground level. Once a complaint is on the escalator, the administration should report that to us on such a way that all privacy and jurisprudence is respected, but lets the board know that um, one, it's being handled in a proper, timely fashion, and two, there's unresolved complaints still on the escalator. So that's one part. That was sort of the rationale for this. And then he said, after some further consideration and discussions, I think it could probably be crafted as a standalone blanket policy to be applied for all complaints, no matter the source. And yes, it could be crafted in such a way that covers lawsuits that may or may not have originated as complaints. So when this originally came up, he was looking to find a place to add it into 1312, which we're not considering right now, or this 13 and or 1312.4. We've got a new referral that sort of says, um, maybe this should sort of fit in its own little policy about like notification to the board at some interval.
All right. All right. So that's something different than this policy, because this policy, I think, is just referring to complaints that the board receives and that the complaints the superintendent receives. Am I right? Or
Correct. I
that's
would
how I'm reading it.
I read it that way too. I just see that in terms of there's no way to fit in um like notification to the board of progress unless we then
Uh,
do it in at least another policy. Like we probably should just say it in one place. And to
right.
me, it didn't seem like this was the policy to do it.
No, it doesn't fit in this policy. Because who are we going to notify ourselves? Because this has to do with the board receiving the complaints, not so much the superintendent.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, I like this policy. I don't know
yeah.
how other
I
people feel.
like it too. I thought it was fine as is.
Yeah.
Andrew or Sean, any comments on this one?
Looks good to
No,
me.
just, yeah, it just has to be cleaned up.
So this will be a new process, but we need it anyway. Um, I'm going to move, and I got to get the agenda again here. Um, I'm going to move that we mark policy 1312.4 receipt of anonymous complaints as reviewed by the policy committee on March 10th, 2026.
Mhm.
I'll second.
Yeah, that's good.
No revisions?
No
Question
revision.
mark? No revisions.
Well,
Yeah.
just,
I mean, this is
just,
the first read, right? So the board will
yeah,
review, right?
Oh, I'm
yeah.
saying we don't put it forward. We just reviewed this.
Yeah,
We don't
Oh,
have
I'm
to
good with
move
that.
some.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
yeah. Because there's no
I think it's
changes
good
to
as
the
written.
policy.
Yeah, as long
Yeah.
as it's not been
No
revised
changes.
or
Yeah,
changed. Right.
no
Well,
changes.
the only changes will be, again, those, just cleaning it up.
This one, I'd say no changes. Just
No
leave it
changes.
as is. That way it
Yeah,
Just
doesn't
leave
have
it.
to like clog the system.
Well,
yeah.
you know, bleh.
Because if you change any of the wording, then it has to go to the board. If
Yeah.
you keep it as is, then it stays as is.
All right. You're twisting my arm, but this is awful. Anyway, this is,
You can
I hate having my name on anything that looks like this, but I'll defer to you.
you yeah, you can lodge an anonymous complaint.
And they'll just send it to me.
Oh God.
Just don't read it,
Oh,
Andrea.
Yeah.
oh
Yeah, just
Lord,
forget
Lord,
about it.
Lord,
Go to
Lord,
bed
Lord.
tonight and
Yeah.
keep it out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. And
Uh,
we're marking it as reviewed. We're not saying approved.
Okay.
It's just reviewed.
Okay.
Uh,
See,
uh,
Mike's helping you out, Andrea.
yeah.
Okay.
So with distance, those things will pass on this.
All
So
right.
so I'll call a vote to mark this policy as reviewed by our committee on this date. Um, all in favor, say aye.
All right.
All right.
Aye. That passes
That
three
sounded
zero
reluctant,
zero.
Andrea.
That's good.
Say that.
I said
I
that
I
sounded
didn't hear.
reluctant.
You you could abstain if you wanted. Then your name truly wouldn't be on even the vote.
Oh, could I abstain and still have it do
Yeah,
what you want to do? I'll abstain.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
very well.
Yeah, we still have a
Thank you.
two to
Thank you.
one.
Thank you.
So that passes 2-0 to one grammatical abstention.
I love that.
That's too funny.
That's good. I like a principled stance always. All right. So our next item is item number 6, discussion on committee goals and policy review. And if you remember last time, kind of
Oh,
came
you
up with,
froze, Mike.
oh, am I, I think I'm good. Can you guys
You're
hear me?
good. Yeah, I can
Okay,
hear
good.
you. You're good.
Andrew, you okay? You got me now?
Yes.
Good, thank you. So we're talking about this is just talking about the committee goals. The minutes have what we had last time, thankfully. That way I didn't have to remember them. And we came up with 3 goals. And essentially, it was, hey, we got to make sure we get the newly mandated policies in. We definitely want the financial policies. We move forward with those because of the operational review and best business practices. And then the third one was go through this sort of organized review of policies that our chair has tasked us with, and we gratefully accept. Um, so so those were the 3, and I we can discuss that first if there's any that you want to add. And these are goals for the next like kind of like roughly 6 months to a year or so. I don't know if anyone wanted to add ones. I wrote up a kind of a votable version of those 3, but if you want to add ones, we can definitely do that.
I'm good with what you wrote. I agree.
Okay, I didn't even say it yet. It's good.
And will you
So
send your version to Erica? I jotted it down, but it was paraphrased.
yeah, I'll read my real one, and I
Okay.
will send it.
Okay.
So uh, I move that our policy committee goals for the current year are uh, to act on all newly mandated policies and referrals, update financial policies guided by the operational review and best business practices, and conduct a systematic review of current policies.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Sounds
very
perfect.
good. Very, very good. Yep.
Do I hear a second from someone?
I will second
Second,
it.
Oh,
I beat you that time,
Mike,
Andrew.
Sean,
Mike
yeah,
did it. Mike got
yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah, Sean's got that one. Okay. Um, any further discussion on that one?
No, that's good.
Good.
So
Um,
you're gonna send
up,
those to us, right?
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. And I'll
And
add adjectives where necessary.
and should
No
we
Just
put it
kidding.
on top of
no
the
adjectives.
board's agenda? Not the board's agenda, the policy committee agenda, what the goals are? Or should we
Oh, that's
post it
nice.
somewhere?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. I like it right up top. Yeah, that'd be good. So, and Eric, I will send those. Um, so okay. I'll call the vote. All in favor of our policy committee goals?
All right.
Aye.
Hey,
Bev's vote doesn't count.
So
She's not on this
somehow
committee.
Oh, that's
that
not fair.
approves 300 and
3001.
300 and a claim from our ex officio
And
member.
support from our fearless leader. So
Yes. Uh, so at this point, I do need to ask, does any other committee have their goals approved yet?
I think finance and facility, you might be the first.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
We
The
discussed
Let's,
finance
them
and
again. I don't
facilities
know
are
if we
working on.
finalized them in
Yeah.
we're the
finance.
first.
Yeah, you're the
Put
first.
it
You
on
are the
record.
first.
yes, exactly. Duly noted.
Duly noted.
All right. That's good. Thank you. Um, so along with our goal number 3 is our systematic review of the policies, and we're in the zeros, and we'll work our way up. Uh, and there are two policies here, and the way I was thinking about this is just to, like, for right now, just have a discussion and kind of gauge whether we're looking for changes on these ones, and we'll talk about them separately, but and then kind of take it forward from there, and not try and, like, in this meeting, move either of them forward to the board for the next meeting. So that's what I'd like, because we're sort of learning how to do this review in the
And I
process.
think what Erica has provided, Mike, is what we have currently and
Yes.
also the CABE version.
Oh, you might have the CABE. I think in our agenda, I think we just have the,
Okay.
unless I missed it, I think we just have the current versions.
Okay.
Um, so, so this item on the agenda, the start of the systematic review, and is discussion on P0100 mission statement. And we do have that as an attachment. I'll give you all a chance just to look at it a little bit.
I just read it. I like it. I just don't know if one of the things that I'm reading it that I didn't know if we wanted to tie in um, everywhere. I mean, I work in education, so a lot of discussions and everything is really around like college and career readiness, right? Do we want to at all infuse something around college and career readiness into this, or do you think lifelong learners uh, kind of covers that?
I was thinking sort of like the college and career readiness, or even a more expansive version of that is sort of like it's like a refreshed version of lifelong learners, because it's not just it's bigger, right? Because it's not just lifelong learners. You're actually
Yeah,
applying what
because
you've
you're
learned
learning after
too. Like,
college, and
yeah. I mean, education, high school education and elementary, and every step of the way is a life-changing experience. Um, so yeah, I was wondering actually, and that's where I was going to ask you, Susan, um, if you see areas where, like, in taking a look at this eventually, it could be like sort of updated or refreshed. Maybe even in terms, borrowing some things maybe from our current strategic plan in a way.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah,
that might be too specific, but I think the wording, like the motivation behind the pillars, kind of overlaps with some of what's said
yeah.
here. So,
Well, and it definitely overlapped with the board's goals too,
of
interestingly
course.
enough, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and one path so I was seeing a couple paths here, um, that this is kind of thing that the administration could take a look at and see hey, if there's something new and vibrant we want to add in here, and changes. And I actually also thought I don't love the idea of retreats, but I go because they have great food and good
Yeah.
company. But it could be a good retreat subject to talk about these foundational, um, kind of list of beliefs or vision
Yeah. I think
too.
so too. I think Beverly and I actually talked about it. And the few boards, when I first got here, there were these belief statements. I haven't found them again, but I think it is important to talk about what are our beliefs. Even to survey our community to get some ideas too. But
Yeah.
and our mission, since Dr. Ackerman has been on board, has been real simple that the mission of Groton Public Schools is teaching and learning. So, but then the district vision and goals, um, you've already got your goals. But when I think about the vision, what is it that we believe, that we see for our community?
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I thought this would be worth a new look, and
Mm-hmm.
it can start through the policy committee, but I kind of felt like this, they're meaningful discussions that either could be centered on this policy or the policy could draw from, would be great. Um, I have a specific one in terms of the writing of this. There's like after every belief, there's these italics. Uh, we don't need those. And
Mm-hmm.
anyone else would see that. Like you just don't need those parts, but we're not like resculpting it right now. It doesn't, they don't really add much to it. Um, in
So
fact,
where
it
do
kind
they
of
come from, Mike? Are those yours? The italics part?
it's the current policy, and I think I can't remember when this was. It's 2005. I'm gonna check. Um,
This
let's
policy
see.
here, Mike,
2009. 2009.
2009.
2009. Yeah. So I it just, I mean, I don't think it needs like every it's got like one, two, three, four, five. It keeps on going through the beliefs, but then it's got like a kind of like a weird sort of explanation behind it. Each one, I don't think it needs that. So,
Yeah.
So,
but
so what are we doing with this? So the Groton Public Schools district mission is changed, right? Now it's different from what's here, correct?
or we just say it like more succinctly, I think. Right? Um, but yeah, so that's the question. Like, what paths forward um would we want? And I mean, personally, even if this came out like word for word the same, which it wouldn't, I think like having the discussion on this one go through the ranks in every way is pretty useful. I think it's like since 2009, it's good to talk about these things
Yeah, I
and just look
agree.
at.
So, but that isn't our district mission any longer. We adopted a new one, right? Teaching and learning. And the reason we did that was that I don't know, I must have said this 100 times, so if you heard it before, I went to a cave, no, I, I think, yeah, I think it was cave. Anyway, it was a big, conference in Providence, and, the, the presenter gets up and reads this mission statement. And, we're all nodding our heads, sounds really good. And then he said to us, okay, tell me what it said. And none of us, not one of us could do it.
That's a
So
good point.
that's when I came back and I said, you know, our mission in all those words, what it said was, our mission was teaching and learning. And now everybody can say our mission.
Yeah, but yeah, Andrea, can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
Isn't that our job, teaching and learning?
it's
What's
also
the
our
difference
mission.
between the mission and your job? Our job as a school district is teaching and learning. That's our job.
And then don't we have some other thing that underneath it that kind of expands that idea? Susan, don't we have something under
Well,
in,
that's mission, vision, and then goals does expand the idea. The
yeah,
vision kind of ties in, I do believe, with the belief statements. Um, and when we first envisioned, we really were using some of the DEI language, you remember?
mhm.
And the DEI committee actually came up with a statement that the board at the time felt was very appropriate.
And
They might want us to move our stuff.
you know, I'm fine with I just want to be everybody. I know that's our job. I just want everybody to be able to say in, you know, to me, teaching and learning is more than just a job. It's what all of this says. So to me, if I would be, I would like to keep the mission the way it is. And then if you want to put underneath it, you know, like an explanation, that is, and then put
Yeah.
a high flown, you know, definition of it. And that I shouldn't have used the word high flown, you know, to put a more meaty vision or a statement of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you need sort of that headline mission, and that's what the current one, that teaching and learning is, and then that's got the explanation
Yeah.
beyond it. Um,
And
so
that would be great to so
yeah,
that everybody can say the mission and then the explanation of it gives it that underlying weight that Beverly is talking about.
But I think it's a good thing for the whole board to talk about at a retreat and maybe even
Yeah,
to
I
get
do too.
someone who could really facilitate that to get everybody's ideas on the table.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because I still think I hear you keep saying the mission is teaching and learning, but I still think that's our job is teaching and learning. That's why we're here, teaching and
Yeah,
learning. To me,
yeah.
that's not a mission. After you're teaching and learning, what do you want to accomplish? And that's our mission.
Well, if you kept teaching and learning, and then you said that is, and then you did a beautiful mission like you're talking about, and this is what teaching and learning means, you know,
Well,
but you'd be able to say it. You know, this is, you know, with the, you know, our mission is teaching and learning with a goal of, and
yeah, I
then,
say, and that's where I disagree with you because I don't think teaching and learning is our mission. I think that's the job of a school district is to teach and learn. What do you want to accomplish when you're teaching and learning? That might be your mission. And that's when you
well,
say, life, you want them to be lifelong learners, responsible citizens, informed decision making, you know,
And
that's
teaching,
then
what you want to accomplish.
we also have the vision of the graduate, the rise, you know, that could be included in the board's mission, you know, that we think of not just our Fitch Falcons, but all of our kids, you know, having those attributes
Yep.
of being resilient.
let me get back to Beverly for a minute, and that is, um, teaching is our job. Learning is not our job. That
Uh,
when children learn, it
yeah.
that includes an entirely different point of view. It's that has to do with all of these other things.
okay,
Teaching
I
is
can
our
agree with
job.
that. But then
Okay.
don't say teaching and learning, just say learning. And then you're going to have to define what that is.
What
Oh,
about teaching and promoting learning?
You're still saying teaching, but that's our job to teach.
yeah,
That's
but
why we hire teachers to teach.
So what I can see is that this would be a fruitful discussion to
Yep.
have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would say that let that kind of like those visioning discussions and that visioning process, both
Yeah.
coming up through the administration and the schools, and then through the board too, have that come together, and then we rewrite the policy to reflect that.
Yeah.
That would
I
be
agree.
good.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
and I also so I if that does happen at a retreat or something, I suggest Bev and Andrea come a half hour early
Bring
and come to
pizza.
some agreement about the mission.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. We always do. We
You know
always
what?
do.
Yeah,
I
that's
won't
Yeah.
true.
fight over the mission because I don't think people really read this mission stuff. That's my personal opinion. It could be wrong. So I'm not going to go to the mat for that. But I'm just saying, I always thought when people say, oh, what's your goal? Teaching. That's your job, is to teach.
Yeah, so actually I think that's why the discussion will be good. And I'll be there for
Yeah.
the first part if the food is
Yeah, we'll make sure the food is good.
No, the food is good. It just has to be there. It's always good.
So the other thing is with those italics, there are a lot of things in there that, like, as you know, I hate parentheses,
Mhm.
and the word etc. If you're not going to say it, then don't say it. You know, like the not the word, but etc. Um,
Yeah.
if you're then it doesn't belong there. And the other thing that bothered me in this is when we talked about our kids. I think I, you know it I have a hard time thinking that we own anybody, that we own our kids. And when I see our kids, that's what that means to me. Just children, you know. When I see that, it just I get incensed. You know what
Is
I'm
it in
saying?
here? Is it in
Yeah,
this
I see
policy?
yeah, I see our kids. And
Yeah,
it
sure.
means to me that we own a person. I think
Mhm.
that's yeah, just I, I can't even speak. I get so emotional about that. So
You're thinking of the word "our" as a possessive word?
Yeah.
yeah, we should just take it out. And I don't even know if we can scroll down and find where it says our kids and
Yeah,
just
I mean
say,
we could, but I mean we won't. I would suggest we like let the visioning process come forward and take that. But and also, I mean, like for me, I'll remember. You'll remember that, and
Hmm.
I'll
yeah,
remember
yeah,
the
yeah,
I was just getting rid of the italics stuff.
yeah,
It
and
just
that's
like
fine.
yeah, it
Yeah,
loses
because
the
I don't think I
touch.
saw it anywhere else. Yeah,
Yeah. So.
Well, Andrew, what about our schools in the first paragraph there?
different schools. We can own schools.
Okay.
So is a way to handle this? I mean, we don't have to vote on anything for this. Um, like in the policy committee report, one way I could do this is say, we talked about this policy and we think that it would be great to have like a new visioning process, and then we could update the policy after that um, runs its course.
Yes.
Okay.
Is what do you think, Bev? Is that the way to go for that? Just kind of
Yeah,
report
that's
out?
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Hmm.
And we'll see if we can set up a retreat. The hard thing with the retreat is getting everybody there, as you know, finding a day when everybody can be there. So, but I'll work on that.
We've had those before, Bev.
Excuse me?
Yeah, we've had retreats before, and I think everybody showed. I don't remember having a retreat where anyone didn't show.
Well, we had a retreat, everybody showed up, but then when we did board goals, everybody didn't show up.
Um,
So
We'll
trick
have
them. Don't
it,
put
we'll
them on
call
the
it a
agenda.
retreat and have good food.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying people don't show up. It's hard to get a date where
Yeah,
everybody's
you're right.
yeah,
available.
yeah.
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
what I'm saying.
Should always cancel a regular meeting.
Call it
Cancel
a
one of those
retreat.
COWs.
Actually, it's true. Like a summer cow could do that.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Take the place
Yeah.
of.
Mhm.
Anything else on this one? We can move on to the next and final policy for tonight.
Let's move on.
All right. So the next one is discussion on P0521, mission, goals, objectives, non-discrimination.
Mhm.
And I'll just say briefly, um, substantively, I thought we definitely need to say all this stuff, and for me, I just kind of I'd be okay with just marking this one as reviewed, but
I'm good with that.
I'll open it up to others.
I'll second.
I didn't move it. I'm just
No,
suggesting.
I
I'm
know.
just
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if we decide to move, let's go.
oh, you could even move it if you want, but
I'll wait to see if Andrea has anything.
You know what? I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking that I was supposed to read this for tonight, and I don't think I did.
do you want?
So,
We can do it for next time. We'll just put it on next one if you want to do
Okay.
that.
yeah,
Can I
Yeah.
just mention one thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
That the policy was adopted in 2006, and I'm looking at the legal references to the CAVE, which includes the more recent legislation from 2020. So
Oh,
it may
great.
be good just to look at that to see. I mean, it also has a couple that were 2008. And it has some of the same ones, prior to and including 2006. But just so that there's even a policy about discrimination in public schools regarding, students with different sexual orientations. So it just might be a little more updated from the CABE version. So we might want to just, be able to read both of them. If you wanted to take the time for that.
Yeah, or just if you or your or designee wants to
Erica.
bring wants to bring a revised version for the next meeting, yeah, with
Okay.
the strikeouts, we'll consider that one because that is true.
Okay.
It's good to have that like the
Well, I'm
legal
always
reference.
worried that we have the most recent legal,
Yeah,
especially on
yeah,
some of these older ones. I want to make sure we've included all aspects for kids that
oh,
with regard to non-discrimination.
Mhm.
yeah. That's very important because I mean these are things we have to abide by, and it's really important to state as policy.
I
So
agree. I agree,
yeah.
Mike. Yeah.
So, so that's great. Yeah, so this will come back next time, and it'll have at least some new legal references and maybe some additional text reflecting some things in Cave that's not there. Um, and you guys are more expert at that than I would be, at least in
Well, I
suggesting that.
wouldn't say that, but I would say that, I'm just kind of paying attention to when these things are done and when the references are coming in. But that's one of those three things,
Yeah,
like what are the most recent legal references or guidelines, right? Or laws that
Mhm.
have come up. So,
right. And maybe some of the title coordinators would, if you passed it by them, they might see something that
mhm.
it should be in there that
Right.
isn't. I mean, there are other policies on that stuff too, right? But
Yeah, that's right.
um, yeah. Okay. Any other discussion on this one?
Susan, can you just do me a favor?
Sure.
On these, when we're doing the policies and in the board packet, can you put a
Mhm.
date on top of them for me?
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, because we do end up with a couple of versions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. All right. So our next item on the agenda is review of the referral tracking list. And if we call that up, we'll see that we have, um, I think, three things on it. One is the complaints, and that's at 1312 and 1312.4. That was from Ian Thomas. It was from some time ago. We started talking about that. I would think next time in future meeting topics, we'll look at that 1312.
Mhm.
Um, and then our 1312.4 we just marked as reviewed. The middle one comes from Sean, and this is a review of the food service charging policy. And there's some suggestions about that and ways. Some of the motivation here is that there's quite a bit of accumulated unpaid um, meals. And of course there are ways if families can't afford them to get waivers, and also ways to communicate need that might not be covered in that. And but it is looking at that policy again will be useful, and that may come at the next meeting, or it may come at the next one after. But if, I would think like Ernie would have a lot to say on this one, or
Mhm.
so that would be good, because whatever change we make won't be in time for this school year, but we do want it. And if we do choose to make changes, we want it in place before next school year, ideally. Um, so that's that middle one, and then the next one down is actually from Ian Thomas again, and this is very recent. This is from well, it's the same time as Sean's from February 23rd, and I view that as sort of a kind of reflective of what he said in the email I read earlier, that um, it's all about it's linked to that first. Referral about the complaints, the public complaints, but this is more like a second take on probably the way forward in terms of policy to um, create some kind of policy that includes board notification on some interval of legal proceedings or complaint um, process. I mean, we do get those, but I think some kind of formalized timeline is what's being looked at. It says within 30 days, but of course we talk about things like that in the policy committee. So those are the three, um, two related to complaints and legal proceedings, and one related to food services. And the next topic, and the last one before adjournment, but this is still, we have one more. It's future meeting topics. And I'll just say you can kind of see how it's being constructed. We'll talk about, for instance, 0521 mission goals, objectives, non-discrimination. Again, anything that has a first reading that has comments will come back to us at the next meeting too. Um, we'll probably pick up something from that referral list, I would think. And it's escaping me right now, but we picked up this the non-resident attendance as something that was mandated that we had to update. There was another one as well that we didn't select for this meeting, but will come up again. And for the life of me, I can't remember what it was. But so what we'll see is a mix of our mandated and referrals. Um, I don't know if we have anything financial that's going to come up next time, and and then like our progress on what we talked about before, and then the other one is the systematic review, and I think uh, the next chunk is in the thousands, but I think it's just the 1100s has like either two or three um, policies. I'll take a look. I think I've got it here.
Hey, Mike,
Yeah, yeah.
what happened to the use of school facilities policy? You-
That one, thank you. That actually is the financial one that will come up next time. I
Okay.
think we had asked it, we talked about it before, as you remember, and I think there was more information that was needed, including like uh, what the existing users were, and information like that. Uh, and uh, basically, uh, Rita chose to go for the line transfer ones, and
Mhm.
then we're doing the use of school facilities next time. Thank you. I did forget about that. That's definitely one that's coming up. Um, and then yeah, so in the systematic review part of things, that's good because that's our first two goals, right? We're addressing those, and then the systematic review is the third one, and yeah, there's just in the 1100s, there's really only these following policies: the 1100.1 parent involvement, 11 1112 news media relations, 1112.3 access to information, and 1140 distribution of materials to and by students. And so we'll just take an initial look at that, kind of get an initial read on are these something we think we need to look at to update, or Mark has reviewed things like that. And I don't have a real feel for how long each one of those individually would take, so we might not even get through all of those. But I want our pace at least to be
Mhm.
you know you know so that we can plausibly get through the whole policy book in the course of 2 years or something like that. Um,
I've only been
I'm
working on it
serious.
for about 12, Mike.
Huh? What?
I said I've only been working on this for about 12 years.
Oh, well, you just go through and then back again, right?
I
It's like the
know.
Golden Gate Bridge. That's
We
that's
actually had something called a West Ed report that was done for the board in 2013. So the board kind of took policy and marched through this West Ed report kind of precisely, and then they looked at older ones, but we never got through all the old ones. But the ones
oh,
that they
okay.
recommended, we did go through.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. So actually
Mhm.
that's and those older ones, you brought that up before. That
Yeah.
like when we see something that's really old, we will mark that as like the priority
Yeah,
to
and at
go
least
through.
review it, like you said, so we know it's
Mhm.
up to date and check the legal references, you know?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so that's what we'll do. It'll be a
Okay.
multi-season affair. Uh, so, so we'll see. We'll kind of find our way through like a good process for this.
Mhm. Thanks for doing
Oh,
that.
yeah, I like that. I like the way you've made it systematic and you've put the mandates first and how you've ordered it. I like that.
All right. Any other future meeting topics that you all might want to add on?
I'm good.
I think we've got a lot to chew on here.
That's what I'm learning about policy.
Yeah,
Even if you get through a lot, it comes back to you.
it does. It keeps coming.
So,
Those legislators are working on that right now for
yeah.
us.
Oh, that's true.
Mhm.
Well,
I'm like,
I wish them the best of luck for positive things for our school systems
I
and
know. Me
students.
too.
I have a question about this.
Okay.
So when I get back to Erica, so for instance, the policy 0521 mission goals objectives. I'm going to go through this and I'm going to just offer places like we talked about before, where it says out, and not in this one, but in the other one where it says hour, and just make some suggestions about language, that sort of thing, not content. Am I
For
doing?
05, yeah, for 0521, you can
Yeah,
if you want, but that one, um, that non-discrimination policy, we're gonna have it come back from like with a new version with
right.
new
From
legal
Kate.
references at least,
That's
and
right.
and maybe
So
some
updated.
additional language. So
So shall I look at it all and send it to her, or should I uh
Wait till
wait
you
till we
get the
get?
updated version,
yeah,
so you
yeah.
don't waste your time. Because we'll
Okay,
get you the updated version that's more current and has the um, later legislative law pieces. So we'll try to get the most updated we can.
Okay.
Yeah, so the workflow on that can be, if you want it to be, essentially go from Erica to you, Andrea, and then it'll come to us at the next meeting. But it doesn't have to be. That can be, that can be done at any part of the process.
Okay, so I think I'll just do it, as long as I'm doing it, I'll just do it.
Yeah,
Okay,
that'd be appreciated. Absolutely
okay,
fine.
okay. All right. Well then,
Motion to
All right.
adjourn?
motion to adjourn.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? We love voting
Aye.
on this.
Yes.
Aye.
Okay.
So that passes unanimously. It is 7:39. The meeting is over, and thank you very much for all that are still here and those that contributed earlier too.